This is a TV Kojiko sports presentation.
Lancers Sports Saturday is brought to you by Windsor Honda, McDonald's, and National Bank Financial La Savita Wealth Management Team.
Good evening and welcome to the land of the Lancers, University of Windsor Lancers, that is OUA basketball here on the TV Kojiko Network. Good evening, everybody. My name is Dominic Papa. The men are up next here on the TV Kojiko Network. They host their rivals from up the 401 highway, the Western Mustangs. Just one game separating these two teams. The Lancers right now on hard times with a 5-4 record. Western comes into this game looking to even out their record at 5-5. Let's take a look at the team comparisons heading into tonight's contest and the stats, how they look. The key ones, scoring. The Lancers, of course, a couple points better than Western there. Rebounding, the Lancers a big advantage there. You can see the other stats. The Lancers in the middle of the pack in most of the stats. Western in the lower tier of most of those stats in the Ontario University Athletic Association basketball stats. So that sets up tonight's basketball game between the Lancers and the Western Mustangs. Right now, it's the playing of our national anthem. There you have it, the playing of our national anthem. A nice crowd here at the University of Windsor St. Denis Center. They're expecting the Lancers to bounce back after being defeated by Guelph here on Saturday night, 86-84. Also looking to call a victory here tonight is our play-by-play team. Of course, our basketball voices are Ren Dosant and Jim Kennedy. Let's go to them at courtside.
Thank you very much, Dominic. Renard Dosant here along with JK. And JK, it is a pleasure to be here at the University of Windsor St. Denis Center to announce that we are watching this year OUA reigning champions, the men's West Division Lancers.
And big shoes to fill. As you can see, Ren, the Lancers actually have a new uniform this year. It may not be picked up by the television cameras, but it's got a big target on it. And the target is every team is gunning for these guys.
Yeah, you better know that, because when you're at the top of the heap, they come at you, and they come at you strong each and every Wednesday and Saturday. So those are 2 games a week. You're going to get everything thrown at you, and that's been proven this year thus far. The Lancers slow out of the gate.
Well, slow out of the gate, Ren, may not just quite explain it, but at the end of the day, what's really happening is they've lost 4 of the last 5, and part of it is, as I talked to Coach Oliver, is they've gotten away from some of the things that they do. And what they really need to do as a team is they've got to lock other teams down defensively. They just cannot rely on simply outscoring another team. They forged their success last year by locking people down defensively. The second thing is, from an offensive end, they still got to be comfortable going into their big. Greg Cermak leads the conference in percentage shooting. He's a double-double player with 10 rebounds and 12 points or 17 points a game. He's a great player inside. We got to have the confidence to go to him. The third thing that he wants is they've got to dominate the Western Mustang guards. Western is a bigger team. Talking to Coach Campbell, they obviously want to go to their new blood. In this case, it's a transfer from Youngstown State, Colin Lafron. LaForme, he's the one that's going to be the one that's going to dominate inside. He doesn't show up on the statistics yet because he hasn't played enough games, but he's a double-double player. 10 and 3 is what he brings.
Let me break it down for the starters for you. The Western Mustangs come with Jason Milliket, Matthew Curtis, Alex Brozovic, Andrew Wiedemir, Colin LaForme. And the Lancers come back Steer, Cermak, Allen, Klustra, and Hanser. Here's the opening tip. Cermak controls with a big jump.
Beats the 6'10 LaForme.
Steer, baseline. Cermak on the outside, fakes, goes to the hoop. Oh! And a lot of action. We get a offensive foul, says Ken Muir.
Great help out on the inside by Andrew Windermere. Did an excellent job of showing and then going right to Greg when he went right by LaForme on a dribble penetration. Let's see if Greg can handle this early foul trouble. Less than 11 seconds into the game, and he's got his first foul.
Milliket inside to Wiedemir. They're looking for LaForme, but Cermak doing a great job fronting, and how that pass got by, I don't know. Tip back, and again, LaForme is back up again. Mustangs doing a great job offensively and keeping the ball alive with
Alex
tips.
did an excellent job of rebounding. He was a walk-on player for the University of Michigan, Ren, and played there for a year and a half.
Again, inside. LaForme fakes, not panicking. 4 seconds on the shot clock. This is Wiedemir. Misses off the heel, gets kicked back out, and Mustangs again retain
Fourth
possession.
offensive rebound, and they've really sustained this possession. Now going into 9 minutes left in the quarter.
15 seconds on the shot. Steer comes up with it. LaForme might have got away with one. And it's Ryan Steer into the paint. Cermak on the easy.
And one.
And Wiedemir will get called for his first personal.
Well, there's a bit of an effort action. They put so much effort into the offensive rebounding. On that end, LaForme did not seal off on Greg, and there's one of the things that Steer is really gifted at. Dribble penetration, he's a great finisher, but he will throw the dish off, and that was a great receive by Cermak.
Cermak to make it a three-point play. Ooh, that was a lazy one off of the heel. They push it up through the Western Mustangs, right to the hole. Giving back, and Cermak blocks that one. Steer comes up with it momentarily. The player's on the ground, and they kick it out. Here's Kevin Klustra.
Normally we'd see Mr. Brad Smith in there starting, so he's going to come off the bench. So Windermere's in there for his defensive presence.
Smith is a great fourth-year player for the Mustangs. Paul Carter's going to call a foul. Well, let me introduce you to our officials right now. There is Windsor native Paul Carter. As well, we have another Windsor native.
Officially, Paul, I believe, is 106 years old, Ren, and has been reffing for about 60 of those years.
And
great
like
experienced referee. Yeah, he looks like 26. I can only look that good. He's been around for a long time.
The other referees, Jeff Astles, and this is Ken Muir making that call. So those are our introductions of our officials for tonight's game. At the line, number 12, Kevin Klustra out of Chatham McGregor.
He's part of that three-headed snake that the Lancers present, Ren. Steer, Cermak, and Klustra are obviously the ones that the Lancers look to for their offensive prowess, leading 5-0.
This one's kicked around. Cermak comes up with it, looks for Steer. Steer controls. He's going to give to Klustra. He's going to stop pop from the wing. The glass are not there. Mustangs control. We go the other way. Both coaches prompting to push the ball up the court. This is LaForme. To Wiedemir. Wiedemir, left side. Allen on him. Great job defensively. Comes up with the block, and it's out of bounds.
Fifth-year senior leader, not only had his hands up, gets his first credited block of the game. Greg does a great job. He's one of the inspirational leaders for this team.
And one of the 3 Allen brothers on the squad, also from Chatham. Sure, we have other interesting tidbits on that, don't we, Jimmy?
Another Chatham connection, as you see Hanser out there guarding on the wing.
Colin LaForme missing off the back heel, but a good big weak side.
We'll let 6'10 shoot from out there all day.
Steer trying to get things started. This one's thrown away, a turnover. Easy, and a nice reverse is number 4.
First hoop comes
Matthew
2.5
Curtis.
minutes into the game for the Western Mustangs.
5-2 Lancers lead.
From the scoring standpoint, Coach Oliver's got to be happy with the defensive efforts so far. Just got to clear up those offensive rebounds by the Mustangs.
Matt Hanser, 50% field goal, three-point shooter. Cermak
Bang, bang, bang. Senior to senior. Allen to Klustra, Klustra to Cermak. Nice finish, 7-2 Lancers.
Matthew Curtis, LaForme.
Both teams running their offense through the high post.
Milliket. Long three there by Wiedemeyer. That's missing the mark. Wiedemeyer back in his hand.
5th offensive rebound for the Western Mustangs. Even the guards must seal off. Steer didn't do a good job there.
I'm sure Coach Oliver will let his team know about that. This one's given away.
Turnover.
Allen pushes up to Klustra. Wiedemeyer gets it back.
Turnover. Boy, these teams are playing at a frantic pace, and it's leading to too many turnovers.
In the early going, this is Wiedemeyer. He doesn't like Allen poking at him and pushing. But that's Allen's game. LaForme, right side, spins on Cermak, the left hand. That was a nice bucket.
Nice finish. Greg could have got another little cheapy foul there. Good no call by this experienced refereeing crew.
Steer, up to Klustra. Klustra go inside, stops, gives to Cermak. Cermak will drive, get bumped, and kiss it off the glass.
Here's what I like. Greg is going to the basket. He's being aggressive. Sometimes that's not in his nature. When I see that, I know the Lancers are in for a good run.
Well point, Jimmy. Well said, Wiedemeyer. Launching from the outside and making his number 9, Alex Brzozowicz.
Brzozowicz, there's a few syllables in that one, man.
Klustra. Brzozowicz on him. Cermak, there's the give. Hanser, the scoop inside. Allen and Matthew Curtis will get called for his first personal fouls. We're going to get a look at number 11 coming into the game shortly is Isaac Kwan, and number 6, Kevin Cameron, as we take a look at the interior passing and the foul by Matthew Curtis.
Well, you see the first look here for our Cogeco Cable 11 crowd here, Ran, of Isaac Kwan, I guess you'd
Number
say,
11.
because there wasn't that many recruits coming into such an experienced team where all players came back. Isaac comes from us from Northeast Colorado State College, Ren. And one of the things that Isaac said was, he was down south and he really did want to go there. He achieved that goal of going there. But it was such a machine down there. He didn't really get a chance to really establish himself from an academic standpoint. He loves the family community that the Lancers have really presented for him. Welcome him to the team.
This one gets tipped and put back into place. Mustangs had numbers for a moment, but that was cut back by the Lancers getting back quickly. Curtis. Back to Milliket, or excuse me. Curtis with 1 second on the shot clock. He's going to have to launch it. Would have been a three-pointer, doesn't go.
Credit
Good
that
team
Mr.
defense.
Greg Allen. Great dig at the top. He's stuffing every over-the-top move that the Western Mustangs are trying off their high post entries.
Steer continually trying to get inside. Throws that one up. Cermak there for the easy putback, or excuse me, Allen.
Allen for the putback rebound. Nice job by Greg.
Lancers now have to settle down, both defensively and offensively. They're a little jittery on both ends of the court. Allen trying to draw one. No.
Yeah, a little
Jeff
too much.
Astles will have none of it.
A little too much, and now here's another substitution. Ren set the stage for us.
Here comes number 23 for the Lancers, Rich Allen.
And the last foul was on Greg Allen. You can see it here. I think a little too much by Greg. He does shut out, but he does a little bit too much acting. He was moving way too quick, way too much there. Didn't establish himself. But his brother Rich Allen's in the game, and this is his second home game, Ren. He sat out the first semester to establish himself at Teachers College at the University of Windsor. School comes first.
Jimmy, I like the look of Rich Allen. Looks like he packed on a little bit of muscle in the offseason.
He was never out of shape. He's constantly in the gym, and he was constantly playing. He just didn't play for the Lancers.
We're going to get a moving block, perhaps.
No, it was a travel call, and a good one it was.
Oh, no, well, Paul Carter had another call, but they're going to conference and talk it over. Our three officials, Carter, Astles, and Muir.
You're going to get an experienced group here, Ren. This is
Yeah.
going to be the right call. So foul was called because they all looked at it and said who had the best look. And, of course, the lead referee, Coach Carter, comes right up and says, I had the best look at it. He's telling Coach Oliver that right now.
But a good job by the experienced team to conference and work that out. You're going to get a good game officiated by these three. Here we go, up top. Number 6 is Jordan Smith.
With the Richard Hamilton face mask, Ren.
Bradley Smith. Into the paint is number 13. That's Adam Rookby. Rookby tries a slash, but he'll go to the line and shoot two. Early goings, 4 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Rookby off the front of the rim. Isaac Kwan wanting to step over to the other side. block out the shooter.
Coach Oliver had
Makes
some
one of two.
heated moments with the officiating crew on Saturday night's loss to Guelph, and seems to be taking up the same position with this crew. Wants to make sure his team has every possible advantage.
Here's a quick up pass to Allen. The turnaround off the glass, a little bit too hard.
A little too hard. Rich is really crafty inside, just couldn't get that to drop.
Here we go the other way. Matthew Curtis. Number 5, Danny Gian.
Good
This
steal
one's on
by
the floor.
Ryan.
Steer picks it up. Hanser kicks up to Cermak. Cermak will split the difference, and Kwan loses his footing. He goes down, and the Western Mustang have numbers. Number 6, Danny G.
Yes, and a charge. Defensive specialist right there. Matty Henser steps in.
Hanser looks like he's hurt as he's down on the mat, slow to get up.
Matty has really made himself into a defensive player. He is probably known best to our Cogeco viewing audience as a three-point shooter with his consistent shooting from the outside. He's actually 8th in the OUA in three-point field goal percentage. There you see Coach Oliver, as intense as ever, looking to drive his teams, reloading this year to try to make another run at the OUA
Hanser's going to
championship.
take a break. Corey Boswell into the game now as Hanser nurses that right ankle. Steer, we know what he can do. He's going to skip to the basket. Nice inside pass, interior passing in the glasser by Cermak. I love that.
Teams who are successful consistently share the ball. You're seeing the Lancers doing that, and we'll see that by the amount of assists that they get tonight. Passes that lead directly to baskets.
Steer is hungry for steals. He's had a couple pokes in there, and here's a long three off of the rim. We're going to get a push.
Bradley Smith couldn't finish that one from the outside. Looks like a push on the Western Mustangs.
Number 6, Jordan Smith, getting called for his first personal. 14-8, Lancers lead. It's been a tough goal for the Lancers here in the first half. This is exactly halfway point in the 2007-2008 campaign as we started off here at home.
You'd like to see
on
them give
Cogeco
themselves
TV.
a little bit of breathing room and get that 6th victory of the year. They're already down one home victory, having lost to Guelph by 2 points on Saturday night.
Steer, 1 of 2.
1 of 2, and their leading scorer with 17 points a game. That's his first point of this match.
Goes Guelph, Brock, Lakehead, and then Windsor.
Let's see if the Lancers can do it. Coach Oliver said we must dominate at the guard play in order to be successful.
Oh, and a great take, and Isaac Kwan with a great block. Number 15 went strong. Bradley Smith, we
We need
spoke
a
of
replay
him.
on this one.
Senior.
Coach Oliver is just going crazy here. Bradley Smith was going in for the jam. Isaac Kwan was going to have none of it. I think Coach Oliver saying to him he wanted him there earlier. You see Brad go left-handed. Looks all ball to me. Unfortunately, it was not seen that way. Really hard to say. Referee Astle saw it a little differently, had a better angle than we did here at our Cogeco booth.
At the line is Bradley Smith, 6'6" senior out of Churchill, Ontario.
And we'll see that Bradley Smith, we called his game 2 years ago, Ren. He was an absolute stud. He's a consistent player. And one of the things that I've noticed right away is that he's fooled the Lancers. Even though they know he's left-handed, he's going dominantly to his left.
Ryan Steer dribbling into the paint, gets knocked around, and number 13, Adam Rookby, will get called for a personal foul. We will shoot one in the bonus now.
As we know, and here's the biggest change that's happened with the defending OUA champions is that this year the men have now switched to the FIBA rules. FIBA rules require that after 5 fouls, it's an automatic 2-shot foul for the other team. And so we're now seeing the advantage. Both teams are in the bonus at this point, so it's a bonus for both sides. 16-10 Windsor lead.
17-10.
17 after that foul shot. Thank you, Ren.
Boswell straight up man. Bradley Smith backing in. Cermak, the left hand doesn't go, and Brad Smith's going to get called for a personal foul. Cermak will go to the line to shoot 2. These FIBA rules at this point really slows the game down, Jimmy, as we go end to end to shoot foul shots. Substitutions into the game will come. Kluscher will come in, as will Allen, number 9, Greg Allen.
So part of what we're seeing here, Ren, is at least the Lancers have now settled down from that frantic pace that was set at the beginning of the game, which led to offensive rebounds for the Mustangs, turnovers on both teams, and fouls. So we see both teams settling down. In this case, Western calling the timeout. Coach Campbell wanting settling his team.
I had mentioned the standings earlier, and there you have it. The OUA West standings. Guelph Griffins clean away at 7-2, and everybody else is bunched up 5-4, 4-5.
Well, you'll see that, Ren, and the 3 of those losses that the Lancers have experienced come at the expense of the East Division, or the East bracket of the OUA competition. They lost to Carleton when they went up to Ottawa, our nation's capital, as well as to the defending CIS champions, and as well as Ottawa University. They then came into Toronto, and I believe it was the University of Toronto that knocked them off. Interesting, at the Toronto tournament, it was Western who was successful in knocking Toronto off by a superior score and went on to win that tournament, the Ryerson, I believe, Invitational.
Greg Cermak at the line. Cermak is a 6'8", 225-pound senior out of Peterborough.
Comes to us as another U.S. product who has come here to primarily get his education and settle and really contribute for us as an inside post presence.
So many times the Canadian high school athlete will go down south or south of the border on scholarships. It won't be exactly what they perceive, and they come back home to get what is most important to them, and that is their degree.
First-year player Isaac Kwan said it the best. He said, you know, down in the States, it was all about me. And what he really found here is how Coach Oliver has established a bit of a family atmosphere and how people are really together here, and it is school first.
Klustra, the spin. Oh, this is a nice move if it goes off the front of the rim, doesn't follow, and it's Bradley Smith who picks it up. Smith goes cross court. That might have been a travel. Yes, it was. Number 8 traveling is Keneen Jeppesen.
You see a little shuffle of feet. Nice pass through on that case by Barbeau, but Jeppesen just wasn't able to handle that slippery pass.
Was a good pass by Ryan Barbeau to get it through that. Corey Boswell, quick on his feet. Allen trying to pick up the screen, and there it is, the give and go down low. Cermak will be the lucky recipient as it kicks back outside.
Gave up a 6-footer for a 15-footer, Ren. I'm not sure the logic in that, but it worked.
Works every time for as far as they're concerned.
Cermak leading all scorers with 12.
21-10. Kwan tried to take a slice out of that.
Oh, slid right in there on all the bigs.
Corey Boswell with Barbeau on him. We're going to get some wholesale changes. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Cermak being guarded by Jeppesen. 7 seconds of turnaround. That Glasser won't go. Allen battling for the rebound.
Good job
Gets
by
it back.
Allen.
Gives Klustra. Klustra on the baseline. Back to Allen. Allen will let a three-pointer fly. That doesn't go. Cermak kicks it out.
Now we're even on offensive rebounds, Ren. It's 4-4 in offensive rebounds for both of these teams.
Klustra inside through the paint. The right-hander had to go high, wasn't there.
Greg getting overly aggressive on the rebounds there, Ren. One of the things we wanted to see from Greg is that what happens, you come into your 5th year, you get it set into a pattern. He knows he's sort of the 4th or the 5th fill on this team. And one of the things that Greg has to do is to rise up on the boards, both defensive and offensive. He's a great guy to box out his player, but he's got to go get the boards. He's increased his stats on the boards, will really help these Lancers. He was really aggressive both shifts there.
Talk about some substitutions. Number 20, Monty Hardware's into the game. Ryan Steer comes back, and we're going to get a look at Tyler Carey, the 6'2", 200-pound product out of London Oak Ridge.
We'll add a few inches on him. He's about 6'6", Ren, and he's done a good job in the weight room over the winter. Probably put on about 7 to 10 good quality pounds.
He's a tough player inside, likes to bang, likes to bust it up with the best of them.
And Monty Hardware has really done a nice job from probably being the 11th or 12th player on the team last year to now being in the rotation at the 7 or 8 spot.
He's worked hard in the offseason, Jimmy. This is a kick, stay Lancer ball.
One of the things I did notice in having watched both all these guys play since September when they played against Virginia Tech and all the way through to some of the practices is they've all put on quality lean muscle.
Shows a commitment, I think, at the end of the season last year when they had that run that they wanted to get back to the CIS National Championships, and they worked hard in the offseason. Here's Cermak. Monty Hardware digging in there.
Good job in there by Monty. Greg Cermak fading a little bit on those. He knew it. The shot clock was running down a little bit. He probably would have liked to done one more spin to bring it right at the big man LaForme. In that case, I think it was Wiedemir that got off on him.
Let's run it back down for you. We have number 4, Matthew Curtis. 15, Bradley Smith is in for LaForme. Number 3, Jason Milliket. Brzozowicz is in for the Mustangs. Trying to set up a pick to free up Curtis, nothing doing. Here's Brzozowicz. He misses off of the heel.
Not a great look when Bradley Smith had Hardware posted
goal.
up.
Oh, almost, and a great turnaround effort, by Ryan Steer there to end the first quarter of play.
I think Brzozowicz did not realize how much time he had left on the clock. Bradley Smith had Hardware deep posted in the paint, and they couldn't get him the ball.
21-14, the Lancers lead after the first quarter of play. We'll be back with more action.
National Bank Financial and La Savita Wealth Management Team are proud to sponsor Lancers Sports Saturday on TV Cogeco. You only get one chance at retirement, and that's why expert retirement planning advice is so valuable. The La Savita Wealth Management Team has the experience and expertise to assist in getting your retirement plan right. National Bank Financial and the La Savita Wealth Management Team, proud supporters of Lancer Athletics, ready to assist in all your investment needs.
Welcome you back here to the University of Windsor St. Denis Center. And we are in the middle of a very good contest between the University of Windsor Lancers and the University of Western Ontario Mustangs. Take a look at some previous meetings between these two. Windsor has won the last 8 meetings. Western won the previous 8, so it's an 8-8 run, and this time we'll block it out to see who can finish up that deadlock. Good crowd on hand here at the St. Denis Center.
Well, the one player that has really established himself statistically coming out of that first quarter, Ren, has been Greg Cermak. Greg has gotten 2 rebounds, but he's gotten 12 points. The other one is sort of the spark plug, is Greg Allen's got himself 5 rebounds already in 10 minutes of play. So the 2 big guys inside have done a good job against the bigs of Western. But remember, one of the keys that Coach Oliver talked about, he wants to see his guards dominate, not just win over, but to dominate the Western guards. That's been happening, and the Lancers are winning by 7.
The Lancers are winning, and they're doing that without that 3-point shooting of Steer, Klustra, and Hanser. So that bodes well, that they're getting points inside from Cermak, and Allen, the inside players. Here we go, back to action. Curtis up top, Monty Hardware in your jersey defense. Here's a nice take by Jason Milliket. Finishes nice in the paint, the floater.
Cannot allow guards to dribble penetrate, Ren. We must shut off early and look to help.
I think the Mustangs know about, of course they know about Steer's 3-point shooting. They're staying close to him. Here's a turnaround by Tyler Carey, rarely seen.
Yeah, tough look for Cameron inside against the 6'10" LaForme.
From way outside, and getting the spin and the drain is number 3, Jason Milliket.
Milliket opens up with 5 points here and narrows this margin to 2 points for the Lancers.
7-0 run.
So far, advantage to the Western guards this quarter, obviously.
Ryan Steer, right side. Wiedemir, the much taller Wiedemir, playing on Steer. Cermak left all alone outside the 3-point line, and it's a 3-pointer. It's a
Greg
trade.
is on his game. LaForme didn't think he could hit from out there. A little too far for the 6'10" player to go out there. Greg did a great job. Cermak gets that in and gets his 15th point.
Cermak releasing both inside and out. Doing a great job offensively. Curtis with the fake. Got Monty Hardware up in the air, but got back. Turnover, steal, however you want to call it. Ryan Steer comes up with the ball. 24-19, Lancers lead. Cermak, right side. Mismatch, give back to Steer. 14 seconds, and we're going to get a foul, says Muir on Curtis.
First foul of the quarter. Both coaches have been going to their bench for liberal substitution. I expect that these benches, having gone, Lancers have gone 8 deep, and I believe that the Western Mustangs have now gone to their 10th deep. I think these benches will tighten up a little bit in the second half, as this is still a tightly contested match.
Ryan Barbeau guarding Ryan Steer.
That's actually Bradley Smith.
Well, Smith, it's on the switch. They switched off, Jimmy.
Nice switch.
Kwan, left side. Isaac Kwan, 8 seconds on the shot clock. He'll pull up, jumper. Wow, three-pointer.
And one of the leading three-point percentage shooters at 53% ran in the OUA.
Job well done, nice shooting.
Known for his slashing, we'll take his outside shooting as well.
On that one we will. Ryan Barbeau up top. The look inside to Bradley Smith and a nice scoop pass to LaForme.
Connor Allen into the game. The three Allens have now seen playing time here, Ren. Good job by Connor there to change LaForme's shot on the help out.
Chatham Pipeline continues to produce for the Lancers.
Attack from the post.
Cermak at the point. Nothing there. 7 seconds. Cermak's going to take LaForme. It gets knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Lancer ball with 5 seconds.
I'd like to see Tyler Carey do a little bit of attack from the post there. He got it right on the block, but actually never looked at the hoop. Was never an offensive threat.
Try to be a threat. Try to make your defensive player believe you're a threat. Here we go. Steer. He'll stop, pop. Oh, we're going to get a foul on the elbow. Ryan Barbeau getting Steer.
Clearly a foul. We had a good angle on it here as well. Same line. It's his third. It's going to be it's a 2. I think it was outside the three-point range. I think we're going to look
Paul Carter holding up 3 fingers.
Yeah, it looks like a three-point.
Yes, it will be a 3-point foul shot.
Charity stripe. Interesting that Ryan has elevated himself to the leading scorer for the Lancers this year. At 17 points a game. He's also their leading statistical shooter from the free throw line at 86%.
Steer good on the triplet try. 30-19, Lancers lead 11.
3 points the charity way.
Don't see that very often,
No.
Jimmy.
One of the things the Lancers have as a philosophy is there's no comfortable catches, no comfortable looks for any player on the opposing team.
With 7 seconds on the shot clock, we're seeing that. Oh, and a block by Cermak. He's going to try to hustle up and get a hold of that. It'll go Lancer ball, and great hustle, great team defense, and I like that call.
Exactly. No comfortable looks for anybody on the Western Mustangs right here. Here's the block by Cermak's hand straight up. Went straight in and got it for him, Ren.
Cermak having a great game, Jimmy, and it bodes well when he plays well in the early goings of any Lancer contest, both offensively and defensively.
Filling up the statistical categories.
Ryan Steer still yet to get off how we know he can get off from beyond the three-point arc.
Working within the context of the offense is okay as well, Ren.
Isaac Kwan, 7 seconds. Doing a lot of stuff by himself right now, Jimmy. And Kevin Cameron's going to get a gift there as he just threw it up.
Knowing that he had to with 2 seconds left on the shot clock, he gets to go to the charity stripe as well. His team leading 30-19.
That's his first foul on Garrett Oleksiak. We're going to get a timeout to the University of Western Ontario Mustangs. With our score 30-19, you got to feel comfortable with what the Lancers are doing thus far.
Comfortable, yes, but we can't be overly confident at this point. One of the things that the FIBA rules allow you to do with a 24-second shot clock, which is 6 seconds less than the shot clock they played under last year, and the relentless push on the ball, a team can make a quick run. We were fortunate enough to see the Lancers, the women's team, play that immaculate third quarter where they had a 16-0 run. While you take a look at our scoreboard right now, Ren, this can quickly be evaporated. And you know what? The Western Mustangs, even though their record doesn't show it just yet at 4-5, are talented enough to make a run such as the Lady Lancers made earlier today. So I don't want to get too overly confident that we're going to be able to sustain this type of pace. What do we need to look for from the Lancers? Let's consistently push when there, and when we have to, let's look inside. Cermak has been doing a great job inside. Let's keep feeding the post. And you can look at our bench to contribute throughout. We've got 3 bench players on the court right now with 2 starters in Steer and Cermak.
This is the second of the doubleheader in case you missed the earlier game. The women won handily, 60 over the Mustangs. Cameron makes both foul shots, 32-19.
KC.
Lancers continue to build on this lead.
The Fergus product doing a great job of contributing from the charity stripe.
Baseline. Spin move by Oleksiak. Kicks out, and a hand by Cameron.
That's
Quan
the long
will come
arms
up
of
with
Cameron. The long arms of the Cameron Law.
Here's Quan now. Trying to show his skills. We're going to get a double dribble on Quan. Maybe trying to do too much by himself.
I'm going to give credit here where it's due, Ren, because in this case, you take a look at the defender. Matthew Curtis, I believe, was on him in that case, or was it? No, I'm sorry. It was Garrett who was on him.
Oleksiak,
and really did a nice job considering he had the turnover at the other end, but then immediately turned it into a positive by forcing Isaac into the turnover.
Trying to look inside, nothing there. Laforme's been on the bench for a considerable amount of time. Oh, a charge call.
And again,
says
Ren,
Astles.
even there, you see an example of a five-man unit working together to defend. In that case, Cameron, there's a great charge by Steer, just got Oleksiak to turn when he didn't want to, and there was Steer helping out. Each of these were on switch-offs. Connor Allen was inside guarding Smith, who was a much bigger player, and Cameron was able to step out and guard the guards. Five guys must work as a unit.
Getting it done defensively and offensively. Here's a pick here by Brzozovic. Wow, and he's got leaps, Jimmy.
He's got leaps. You can see why he was a walk-on at University of Michigan, Ren. Great athlete, great finisher, just a really good job athletically there in making the steal and finishing. Wow, fantastic play.
Brzozovic at 6'2" got up like he was 6'7". 8 seconds on the shot clock. Steer will stop pop from the three-point arc. That's in and out. Brzozovic got a hand on it, came back to Cermak. This is another look. Steer all alone. He's not going to miss two in a row.
He's not going to miss two in a row, Ren. He jumps in with his 9th point of the game.
We've yet to see Matt Hanser release from the three-point line. He can let it fly from there as well.
I think with Matt, it's only a matter of time. His always comes through the flow of the offense, and look who you just called, Ren. You just called it, Ren. He wasn't able to complete it, but he was right there.
Still
Silly
tender
foul.
on that left ankle that he hurt earlier in the first quarter.
And what we find is, Ren, there's a significant increase on how much more tender it is after you've gotten your first miss.
Brzozovic.
Up hard, great finish.
There was no denying him on that steal and dunk. 35-21. Bradley Smith looking for the cutter, nothing there.
Rich Allen snuck into the game on him. Good matchup with him and Smith.
Trying to get it inside. 6 seconds on the shot clock. We go again to Bradley Smith. He's going to put it up with his left hand. That'll bounce around and go down.
Soft. Even though Kevin Kluster was down there helping out, digging away, Brzozovic was his man, but he was helping out on Smith. Smith did power it up over Cameron and Kluster.
Bradley Smith looks a lot bigger than 6'6" that he's noted here in the program.
There's what Rich Allen does. Instant offense. Get it to the post. Straight up he goes. Inside presence. I like it.
Know what he was doing there. Here's Barbeau. Barbeau dribbles right side. He's got Hanser on him. Again, the team defense. The Lancers talking consistently. Steer comes out hard. This is Bradley Smith. Rookaby. 1 second on the shot clock. That's launched off of the heel, and Steer will let it go out of bounds. It'll go Lancer ball.
We need to freeze frame that 24 seconds defensively. Each man made sure his man, either if they did catch it or they were denied on the catch, they were uncomfortable in every position. Rich Allen would not give up the block. Kluster kept in on the dig and the help. We had Rich Allen doing a good job in helping with Kevin Cameron come over in support. Great defensive stance there by the Lancers.
Well done. They got it clicking on all cylinders right now, and they're trying to push it to the limit here.
Western must answer defensively to chisel their way back into this game.
Kevin Cameron from way outside, not necessarily his shot, but they get another chance at it. Steer, new fresh shot clock. That one's in the paint before the shot. Do we get a travel there? I don't know.
No, he called a charge. I think it's because Ryan was so determined to go to the basket, he lowered the shoulder, got shoulder to the chest on the defender. You can see it here. He crosses over, shoulder to chest. See him just lean in there a little bit with the arm and the shoulder. Coach
Soft.
Carter called it. Yeah,
It was soft, Jimmy.
a touchy call there, but you know what? We got to settle things down here. 37-23 Lancer lead.
Wiedemeer's back into the game. Bradley Smith tries to kick out of bounds, but steps on the line.
Again, another example in this case. Tyler Carey was, my bad. Kevin Cameron was in there. TC was in there doing a great job of fronting Smith, making him get an uncomfortable catch underneath the basket.
They're really making Ryan Steer work hard. Our Barbeau and Milliket and Curtis,
He's
who's
up to
ever
the
guarding
challenge.
them. They are making him work hard to bring the ball up court. Kevin Klustra gets it knocked away. Wiedemeer comes up with it, kicks forward to Smith. Smith is going to think about a foul. He gets knocked, and a good, strong foul. Intentional foul, says Jeff Astles. And Chris Oliver's out on the floor arguing that one, Jimmy. And let's take another look. It's an emphatic call made by Jeff
Let's look.
Astles.
He gets ball right there on ball.
It's a hard foul.
It's a hard foul.
But he went for the ball.
He went for the ball. He didn't. Yeah, he went at ball.
And Chris Oliver still trying to state a case.
Chris's words are he was right beside him. He played the ball. Now, usually an intentional foul is called when a player is trailing the play and has absolutely no shot at the ball. I think because of the veracity, there's another 50-cent word, Ren. With the veracity of the foul, Rich really fouled him hard, but still went for ball. It's these are men in all intents and purposes.
I guess it's all by definition, Jimmy, as far as that intentional foul goes. We're back to play here. Bradley Smith gives to Barbeau. Hanser on him. Hanser tries for the block, just misses. This one gets kicked around. Klustra comes up with it. Has Klustra scored yet, Jim? JK, I'm curious. Klustra, right side.
Klustra so far has 3 points, looking for his 6th.
Almost had it. We're going to get a foul inside, away from the ball. Bradley Smith. Smith will get called for his second personal foul. Substitutions into the game, Isaac Kwan and Corey Boswell for the Lancers, and number 12 coming back into the game, Colin LaForme, after a long rest on the Mustang bench. Cameron, Boswell, Hanser, Allen.
Still not hearing it from the Lancer bench, Ren. They've
Kwan.
got to be the fans are considered the quintessential 6th man, and the Lancers have to fill that 7 through 12 spot. And I'm not hearing it from the Lancer bench and really encouraging their teammates. As a matter of fact, I see Klustra and Steer come off almost unemotional and sagging, yet their team is winning 38-23. I need a little more inspiration from this team.
Good point, as well as the fans. It's a little bit dead inside here at the St. Denis Center. They need something to rock it up a little bit. Maybe they'll get it here with Isaac Kwan coming down hard. Look at that scoop and slash.
So quick. You cannot stop him in transition, Ren. You got to put 10 guys back there just to put up a wall.
Boy, you almost felt that one coming. Everybody urging. Maybe that got the fans going a little bit. Wiedemeer misses, but follows off of the glass, and he's going to go to the line.
Coach Oliver is not going to put up with that instant substitution. Here's the Kwan bucket. Look at him drive hard, switches to his left hand, and then puts it up with his right. Kiss off the glass. Great transition basket by Isaac Kwan.
Pretty play into the game. Tyler Carey, as Kevin Cameron will take a rest.
And he's sitting, Ren, because Coach Oliver has no second stance. There's only top drawer defense that has to be played. When you make a mental mistake, he won't take you out for effort, but he will take you out when you make a mental mistake and the effort isn't there. Cameron has to sit down and carry us into the game.
Wiedemeer, 40-23, Lancers lead. This one almost stolen by Brzozovic. Looking long. Pass into Boswell.
Good little bit of pressure here by the Western Mustangs. They need to do this, trailing by 16. I like seeing that by Coach Campbell and his Western Mustangs.
Kwan up top. The switch back. Allen was open momentarily. Kwan deep from the corner. That's off the
but
side.
then stood there and looked at it. He needs to attack the boards. Can't settle for the set jump shot and not go after the ball.
Jason Milliket, cross court to Brizozovic. Oh, a lot of contact there, but no
blocked by
call.
Carey. He was trailing that whole play, but made it up on effort.
Here comes Quan now. He kicks back. Hanser's trying to set up for that three-pointer, and they won't give it to him. The Mustang defense. Oh, and a beautiful
Gotta
no-look
go
pass.
up.
Tyler Carey had to go up.
And
right.
two. And ball. 2 and ball. Looks like an intentional foul right here, Ren. So
Paul
the
Carter
referees
making
are
the call.
being consistent, working with each other. So they're being consistent. If you don't have any shot at blocking the ball, I guess that's going to be their interpretation. And you're just going in with intentionally trying to foul him. You can see it right here. Great interior passing by Greg Allen. I think that Carey should have went right up. But you see, he just mishandled the ball a little bit. Not sure about the intentional foul because it almost looked like
He was trying to.
yeah, Carey's mishandle led to the fact that Wiedemeyer jumped right on his back.
And Wiedemeyer was trying to avoid Carey at that point.
Tough to do when you're in the air unless you're a pole vaulter and can pull that natural reject backwards.
Or a magician. 41-24. Matt Hanser's going to come off. Klustra comes back in, as does Ryan Steer. Quan will stay. And Boswell's out of the game.
Let's see with these two shooters coming into the game if we can't do something from the outside. Obviously, Western at this point is going to have to just bird dog every single defensive stance. You see a good job by young Barbeau at the top doing so on Steer.
Allen way out, poses no threat from out there. Takes a couple of dribbles and launches a three-pointer. There's going to be a race for the ball here, and it's going to be Lancer ball. Ryan Steer did a great job of making Colin LaForme believe.
Craig Allen took the look of the LaForme, was so far into the paint that he had to shoot it just out of respect.
Isaac Quan to inbound.
Let's see Klustra get up.
Trying to get somebody open. Allen comes up with it. Ryan Steer. 5 seconds on the clock. Steer jumps in and out.
Nice
and a
board.
great rebound by Tyler Carey.
Good hustle points by Tyler Carey inside. Doing a great job getting the offensive rebound, getting tied up by.
Boy, he really gives up his body, I tell you, Jimmy.
Jumps right
Tyler
up.
Carey.
Actually, if you look at it, I think he got away with a little bit of a pull down.
Pull down or a travel, or?
He got a pull down on Oleksic.
Klustra, great fake. He left himself wide open. Good effort.
Gets his 5th point of the game.
He's been quiet, but you never know because he can heat it up in a hurry. Barbeau, he's going to go to the line and get the bucket.
Again, there's no way that Quan should be getting beat on the wing that far from the basket. Coach Oliver has just given him an earful at this point. And again, it's the things that come out in the scouting reports. You can see the drive, so Quan give it up too easy and then gets the foul there. And Klustra might have been just a half step slow on the help out, but it's not his fault.
Isaac Quan, his eligibility is in his 2nd year. Allen to inbounds to Ryan Steer. 20 seconds remaining in the first half.
Looks like Danny Leone into the game, giving us a little action up top.
Steer's going to go inside, look for help, nothing there. Before the shot, says Jeff Astles. Fouls on Matthew, Number 5, Sasha Lassick.
No, that's our guys, but I'm looking. This is one that we had as a scratch, Ren.
We had Danny G on as a scratch. We'll try to confirm that as we get in the second half of play. Ryan Steer is good on the first. Makes both, and there's going to be a substitution. Kevin Cameron and as well, Corey Boswell will come back in. We got to get 2 off, the Lancers do. Allen and Klustra come off.
Multiple substitutions with 9.7 left in the half.
Maybe he wanted those guys in there for defense. Here's Barbeau, kicks back. This might go out of bounds. No, hustled in. 1 second remaining on the clock. Oh, and the Glasser is good as Colin LaForme.
LaForme thinks he's going to make that all day, Ren. Yeah.
I didn't hear him call glass, Jimmy, but we're going to have to give it to him.
Didn't see that at all. 6'10", shooting it from 35 feet to kiss it off the glass. You can see it right here. Launches it with Cameron on him, but wasn't able to stop the big man from shooting from the outside.
45-30 is our score here at the half. The University of Windsor Lancers ahead in this contest in the OUA West Division action. Well, Jimmy, that was a good first half for the Lancers.
Well, statistically, you know, the Lancers are obviously leading. Greg Cermak leads all scorers with 15 points. The rest is followed by Ryan Steer with 11 and a couple of guys in Kwan and Klustra at 5 points. On the other side of the ball, you have the Western Mustangs. They shared scoring all the way through there, and their leading scorer was LaFromme, who's got 9 points as a result of that three-pointer to end the half. So you take a look at it, Ren. It's a 15-point lead, pretty much where the Lancers wanted to be, holding them to 30 points in the half. Good defensive effort.
Now, we mentioned earlier that the Lancer women won handily 79-60. Dominic Papa is standing by with head coach Chantel Vallée. Dom?
Thanks a lot, Ren. Halftime here at the St. Denis Center, the men's contest between the Lancers and the Western Mustangs. 45-30, the Lancers lead in the contest. Ren just mentioned that the women were very successful earlier on this evening, improving to 7-5 on the season, moving up in the standings again, and knocking off their rivals, the Western Mustangs. The first time they've done that here at the University of Windsor since 2002. Were you aware of that, Chantel?
Actually, I was, because on my first season we had the chance of beating the Mustangs at Western, and that was the first time in like decades. But at that point, the players reminded me, well, we beat them in 2002 at home. So, but for me, it's a first, and certainly well appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I talked to Drenadia after the game, and even she could appreciate it just in her second year here as a player, how special it was to beat Western. Talk to me about the team right now, Chantal. Well, first of all, give me your I know you're going to still look at tape probably and look at the game, but what did you see out there today, and why do you think the success was there?
I think the most important ingredient is that I saw a team that wanted to win and that came with a strong confidence. That is very important. We've been this is our 5 straight win in a row, and we just really use that to tell the girls you're good, and and I think they really embraced this and came. We don't want to lose a game in front of a home crowd again. We want to make sure that we put our foot on the ground and show the league and send a message. And Western being I guess a crosstown rival in the sense, we were really excited to play them and to really send a message to everybody. So I would attribute our success to our confidence, our preparation. The girls really came in strong, but also the fact that in the past little while, my posts have been playing so well. Tonight, Western really created some damage in the post, and Margage started to shoot the ball and make their shots. And then we start to be a very all-around good team, and that's what we want.
You could say we hate Western, Chantal, because we don't like them, so it's okay. Tell me, Chantal, though, interesting, Drenadia, you had her come off the bench today. Is this something you've been experimenting with? And obviously it's creating some depth on the team.
Yes, I think we have good players all around. I like to bring Drenadia off the bench. We've been doing this for the past 5 games that we won. That's why we've been going about it. I think if you give her time to settle, give the game a good feel, and then the girls have been starting strong. We're in Drenadia. She brings a spark to the game, and I like it this way. And as long as we're successful, unfortunately, I think we're going to keep going this way.
Yeah, we're not superstitious, are we? A typical coach all the time. You don't change anything. So, but she does come off the bench. She gives you 29 points, and really, as you mentioned, this team is a very solid squad, but Drenadia really is the leader of this squad.
She is. And again, Drenadia, we need to get her to compete. Like the first shift she got into the first quarter, she came back, hasn't even taken one shot. And I had one word for her, I said, you got to compete. And if she's not competing, she's not playing. She went out there and competed. That's what I want. We got what we wanted. And really, when Drenadia competes, not really many people can play her, can play at that level.
I asked Drenadia this question, and I'll ask you as well, Chantal, since you're the coach. I asked Drenadia about the potential of this team. Where are they at, and how much room is there for more improvement? I'll ask you as the coach, where does this team stand, and how much more room is there?
It's the point of the iceberg. We've got first-year and second-year athletes. I mean, we're starting 2 first-year athletes and 2 second-year, and then Siobhan comes in as a third year, but still she is in her first year as the playing for the Lancers. You look into this, and you look at already how much we're improving. I'm very satisfied. We're the right place. We haven't shown it all yet, and the more confident we get, the more we get to play with each other. I think I see the potential and the nucleus of a team with whom I really feel confident we can win a national championship in years to come with that group of young ladies.
Well, I don't want to put you on the spot too much here, though, Chantal, but how far can this team go this year? I mean, you're only 2 points behind Laurier now in 3rd place. And, you're only a couple of points behind, 4 points behind Western now. I mean, there's still a lot of schedule left here. How much more room and how far can this team go?
Dom, it's a long season. We've got 10 games to play, 10 games left, and then playoffs. So one game at a time. The next game is the most important, and we got to win the next game. We got to win the next game. We want to make playoffs, so let's get into the playoff in the best spot possible. And once it's there, we can go as far as really as the team is going to bring us. It's hard for me to say, because we do have a lot of potential, but I think we can have an amazing, amazing year.
Speaking of measuring sticks, so to speak, anyway, Chantal, talk about your next contest. Well, here you go. This is a team that you're going to see where your team is at, I guess, playing against McMaster, who's undefeated right now. They've been the cream of the crop for the last couple of years anyways. A very good program there at Mac. I guess this will be a telling tale where your team is at.
Yeah, and it is, and at the same time, that's also how we took Western tonight. For us, Western was going to be, where do we stand? And I think we surprised them, and it was a convincing win. So now it's the next game. Where do we stand against McMaster? They are first in the league. They are extremely strong. It's a veteran team. They've been to national in the past couple of years. It's really exciting. We'll see. And then the game after McMaster is Western again, and they'll be waiting for us really hard. So it's an exciting next two games, and a good measuring stick. It is.
Congratulations on the success up to this point, Chantal. Keep this thing going. We're loving it, and it's exciting, and you've done a great job up to this point.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Chantal Vallée, the head coach of the women's basketball team. They were victorious earlier on tonight, winning 79-60 over the Western Mustangs. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll check in with the coaches of the men's game, get their perspective on that first half, and get set for second half action. You're watching OUA basketball on the TV Coach Co Network.
National Bank Financial and La Savita Wealth Management Team are proud to sponsor Lancer Sports Saturday on TV Cogeco. You only get one chance at retirement, and that's why expert retirement planning advice is so valuable. The La Savita Wealth Management Team has the experience and expertise to assist in getting your retirement plan right. National Bank Financial and the La Savita Wealth Management Team, proud supporters of Lancer Athletics, ready to assist in all your investment needs.
Windsor Honda is proud to support Lancer Athletics on TV Cogeco. Windsor Honda is a long-established import dealership with over 20 years serving Windsor and Essex County. Windsor Honda's friendly service center is open even Saturdays for your convenience and offers a free courtesy shuttle. Windsor Honda has a large selection of 2007 Honda Civics, Canada's #1 selling car. Windsor Honda is centrally located at 7180 Tecumseh Road East in Windsor. Phone number 519-945-8100.
When it's time to eat, use your head. Choose a variety of foods every day.
University of Windsor St. Denis Center, the Lancers basketball program featured here tonight on the TV Coach Co Network. The men's team in action right now against their rivals, the Western Mustangs. Had halftime. The Lancers lead at 45-30. We're joined by Matt Tweedy, the assistant coach of the Western Mustangs. Matt, first of all, thanks for some time. I appreciate it. First of all, give me your assessment of that first half. Obviously, not too pleased with the outcome, and there's a lot of work to be done here.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I guess the positive is we played that poorly, and we're only down by 15, because that's really a half that we could have been down by 25 or 30, because when you play like we did against a team like Windsor, they can really put the boots to you. So we got to clean some things up. We got to keep them off the old board and not let them go to the foul line 21 times. And then, I mean, it's going to be possession by possession in the second half, but we could make it close.
Talk to me, how do you make those adjustments against a team like Windsor where they have a lot of depth, they're very intense, obviously they've got a lot of experience. What does your team have to do better in this second half to get themselves back in this game and prevent Windsor from going to the line 21 times?
I don't think it's a matter of adjustments as much as actually sticking to the game plan that we developed. We know what Windsor does well, and we prepared for it. It's just we had some mental mistakes that if we clean those up in the second half, so it's not really revamping everything we need to do. It's kind of going back to the basics that we started the game with, and hopefully those mistakes don't happen in the second half.
Matt, obviously you come into the game tonight 4-5. This team seems to be improving, though. It's going in the right direction, I'd have to say, compared to recent years. What is the feeling of the coaching staff and where this team is going?
Well, we're definitely excited. We had a great holiday tournament in Ryerson and a big win over Brock on the weekend. But if we're going to be that top caliber team that we talk about, we got to come into a place like Windsor and at least compete, because in the first half we're not competing. But there is a sense of excitement with us around the program, and as well as the players as well too.
Basketball at Western, is it like the other programs where the expectations are always high? You look at football, they always expect to do well. They had a great year this year. The hockey program seems to do well every year. Is that the case for basketball as well?
Well, definitely. There was about a 10-year period there that Western was consistently at nationals, consistently top 2 or 3 in the conference. It's been about the last 6 or 7 years. It's been a bit of a not where we need to be and not the level we want to be at. A school like Western, like you're saying, the expectation is to compete. And as a coaching staff and as an athlete, I think that's our expectation as well, too, is to be a top-tier team.
Hey, Matt, I appreciate the time. Good luck in the second half and the rest of the season, and great luck to you. That was Matt Tweedy, the assistant coach of the Western Mustangs. I'm going to bring in Barry Amlin, of course. He's the assistant coach of the Lancers men's basketball team. Yeah, he's smiling a little bit more, and he should be. His team's up 15 points. Quickly, your assessment of that first half, Barry?
Well, I mean, I think we came out with some intensity. We didn't rebound the ball well early, but we closed the half. Defensively, our effort wasn't there on Saturday against Guelph. That's what we stressed in practice. And, the guys have come out. We need to get Klooster going a little bit. He only took 5 shots, so we need to get him more involved offensively in the second half. They're going to make a run. The key is going to be, make sure that we can answer it.
Looks like the Lancers really wanted to go inside hard on this team early on, Barry, and got the ball inside, drew a lot of fouls, got to the charity stripe 21 times in that first half. Was that key in that first half?
Yeah, that's the key for us. I mean, we got guys that can score from the perimeter, but we need to establish the inside and kind of work inside out. With Greg Cermak, one of the elite post players in the country, so we need to establish him, and then our perimeter guys can benefit, if he gets going early.
Talk to me, how much desperation is with this team right now, I guess, Barry, coming into this game 5-4. I don't think you or Chris Oliver and the rest of the gang there expected to be at 5-4 at this point in the season, and certainly coming off the loss against Guelph where the performance wasn't complete there by no means. Maybe played 10 solid minutes of basketball in the second half, got back into the game. What is the mentality of the team right now?
Well, I mean, I think we got to be ready to take everybody's best shot. We played so well last year, and our results showed that. And we've got to guard against complacency a little bit. And, our guys got to realize that every night you're going to get everybody's best shot, like I said, and we got to be able to answer that. And, home court, we can't lose on home court. So, I mean, from here on out, we need to defend our home court and then get some big wins on the road.
Is the approach different this year, even though you have, the same core guys back from that championship team? As Chris Oliver and yourself changed the approach a little bit to try to keep it fresh, I guess?
I mean, I think the approach is, let's just try and get back to nationals again and improve on what we did there. I mean, it was nice to get there, and, unfortunately we lost 2 games, but now we need to get back there, and there's some room for improvement, and I think we got a chance to win a national title, and these guys are going to work towards that.
Hey, Barry, appreciate the time. Good luck the rest of the way. Talk to you down the road. That was Barry Amlin, the assistant coach of the University of Windsor Lancers men's basketball team. They're up at halftime over the Western Mustangs, 45-30. We're going to take a timeout here at the St. Denis Center. When we come back, we'll send it to Ren Dosa and Jim Kennedy. They'll have the call of the second half as you're watching OUA basketball on the TV Cogeco Network.
It's where our game began, on the pond. It's the source for sports Canadian National Pond Hockey Championships at Deerhurst Resort in beautiful Huntsville. Over 1,200 players from around the world will compete for the ultimate in pond hockey supremacy. Their name on the Maple Cups housed at the Hockey Hall of Fame. For info, visit CanadaPondHockey.ca. TV Cogeco is a proud media sponsor. See you on the pond.
Lancers nursing a 15-point lead, 45-30, but it's not in the books yet because we have a second half to play. But Jimmy, let's give us some stats
well,
from the first half.
Well, a bit of the tail of the tape here, Ren, and you can see the stats right up there is that the Lancers have obviously outgunned the Western Mustangs. Not much difference on the three-point side of things. Rebounds, though, advantage goes to the Lancers, as well as turnovers, 5 left turnovers. What does that mean? Well, statistically, it tells me this. Points off turnovers have gone to the advantage to the Lancers, 10-6. But most importantly, and this is the intangible, the hustle points, second chance points, 7-1 for the Lancers. There pretty much is your margin of victory. So, sorry, not a victory, but so your margin between these two teams at a 45-30 lead for the Lancers.
45-30 is our score, and this is where the intensity level has to really come out strong for the Lancers. They don't want to drop or fall from that. We mentioned words like composure and things like that, but intensity has to stay up
Coach
high.
Oliver said it to me at practice this week. We practice with so much intensity. Why aren't we bringing it to the games for 40 minutes? I'd like to see it both from the bench and from the 5 players on the court.
Well, we'll have to watch and find out. We are into the second half of play. The scoop pass inside. Mustangs with the ball. And we're going to get a call. Each ref looking at each other to see what the call was.
We have the fortune of sitting beside the Lancer bench, and of course the 3 coaches, Matty Burke and Barry Amlin, of course Coach Oliver is here, and all 3 of them said, stay down. Sermi didn't, got called for a foul, his 3rd. That's going to be costly for the Lancers so early into the 3rd quarter. Ren, I don't want it to be an old or broken mantra, but these first 4 to 5 minutes of the 3rd quarter are most important for any team, to sustain and build or to come back. So far, advantage is to the Mustangs.
Almost a steal there, and still poking away is Matthew Curtis. Whipped up top to Hanser. Allen now. Gets it knocked around. There's a lot of contact out there from players picking and running. And here is Curtis, who comes up with the steal, the scoop roll, finishes well. Just like that, 30,
timeout
45,
is called,
34.
but not able to be taken by Coach Oliver because you must request it at the scorer's bench. The next stoppage of play is when he gets it, even though he wants it right now.
Obviously didn't like what he saw at the start of this contact, second half.
Offensive rebound for Greg Allen. He was the leading rebounder for the Lancers in the first half. He had 6. He just picked up his 7th. Leading scorer, as mentioned, for the Lancers has been Greg Cermak. He's got 15 points, and right now Coach Oliver wants to talk it over.
We mentioned the intensity level, and it's dropped off, and I think Coach Oliver has seen that, doesn't like it, and wants to get his players in for a little pep talk.
Indicative of the FIBA rules, which really promotes the up-tempo game. It's one of the reasons why the Coaching Association voted it in, said we want to be more online with the world game, which plays the FIBA rules, and in doing so, it promotes faster play through the 24-second clock. That means that players have to be in better shape, and it also allows for teams that are trailing to really make their run. Here's what Coach Campbell is going to be saying to his team. Let's keep up the intensity. Let's pressure guards. You look at them, they're already pressuring the guards from full to 3-quarter court. They chiseled that lead already down by 4 points to an 11-point lead for the University of Windsor.
We mentioned earlier in that Colin LaForme, the transfer player from Youngstown State University, was going to be the go-to guy for the Mustangs, but the Lancers shut him down. Actually, he shut himself down. He stayed on the bench for a good part of the first half, Jimmy. No LaForme.
In that second quarter, he picked up a couple of fouls, and I think Coach Campbell, knowing his players far better than we do, wanted to save him for this second half. Let's see how it works out.
Allen misses the first.
Charity stripe points, we must get them.
Greg Allen, 6'5", 215.
First sub into the game.
Hanser comes up with a rebound, and subbed into the game is Bradley Smith for the Mustangs. Thank you, Jimmy.
So a little strategic move by Coach Campbell.
Steer battling hard. Oh, nice interior pass to Cermak. That's going to get kicked back out to Greg Allen. He's going to leave for Cermak with 5 seconds on the shot clock. That might have been a forced bank shot, but Allen's there with a great
and
putback.
A rebound and a putback by Greg Allen. 7th rebound, great putback by Greg. 7 boards, 5 points. Good job by Greg. This is what Coach Oliver wants to see from his senior leader.
A well-taken timeout, and his team has responded to that. This might be a touch. We're going to see.
Should be backing over. It's off his knee. Yep, it was off his knee. Great job by Ryan Steer. Ryan Steer did another dig. He got his good hand in there for ball and knocked it off of the western leg, which was Millicat.
Steer has really timed his steals. He's just missed a couple, but I think he's got 3 on the night.
He's also one of the leading felons in the league, Ren. He's averaging just under 3 for every game.
Keeping with his average. Steer coming up with it, tries to force one inside. Yeah. That wasn't there. Mustangs come back. Long gun misses. That's tipped up. Matty Hanser tries to box out, and we're going to get a travel call. Colin LaForme knew it. He tried to get away with it.
At 6'10", Ren, he is quite athletic for 6'10". He tried a little crafty in the air dribble. Wasn't going to have any of it. Well, look at LaForme is up there defending on Steer. Interesting as he lays off Cermak a little bit.
Mustang in a straight man-to-man. Pick right, nothing doing. Ryan Steer left alone momentarily. Cermak dribbles left side. Nothing there. Tries again left wing. Working on LaForme. A spin move. LaForme comes up with the rebound.
In traffic. Good job by LaForme, leading his team in rebounding, averaging a double-double.
LaForme slow to get back. This one's moved around. Steer trying to come up with a steal. He's down on the ground. Ooh, and Jeff Vassel's going to call him for a cheap one.
Not sure what happened there. Must have happened after the ball was either dribbled or passed away. Tough call. Steer plays with such intensity. Okay, so he dives for the ball here. He's good, and then here.
Little trip there.
I think he called it for the trip. Yeah, Jeff must have judged that it was intentional. Could have pulled his leg out of there.
Second personal. Bradley Smith with the ball. This is on the wing now.
Good matchup for Greg.
Smith with the left hand. Bunny won't go.
LaForme working hard inside, trying to get his team a little bit of advantage going for the offensive rebound.
Bradley Smith, who we had seen here 2 years ago on a Kojiko telecast, really hasn't lived up to the hype.
He's their leading scorer, Ren, and he comes off the bench, much like Durrani Iraq, who comes off the bench. And Greg Allen inside from a feet from Steer. Wow. Fantastic play.
He thread the needle on that.
And with a steal at the other end, spark plug of the game. Greg Allen is really playing the game of his life.
I'm telling you, that timeout by Coach Chris Oliver really sparked these guys. Whatever he said, they've responded. Good
well
block.
Well said, Ren. You know what? They've now gone on a 6, I believe, point run. Yes, it's a 6-point run for the Lancers here as a result of that timeout.
49-34, Lancers lead.
Well, here's a great feed. Oh, there's Greg inside on the foul. LaForme just got him coming over top. Good move by Greg. Greg has been attacking all game. If we're consistently watching Greg attack, you're going to see that the Lancers will be on the front foot, and that's what we need to see. He'll lead them by his aggressiveness going to the basket, followed closely by Greg Allen being aggressive inside as well.
What's good about that is that sets a pace also for defensively, but when he makes, that's a bonus. And if he misses, right, Allen is there for a rebound or any other number of Lancers.
17 points for Cermak. Oh, Ryan picks up another cheapie, his third of the game.
That's fine, just be consistent. I'm okay with that. Sight, Isaac, sight!
Mustangs inbound.
Isaac!
This is a sweep pass. That gets tied up and goes out of bound off of Jordan Smith. And
Jordan
a turnover
Smith
there
with the
to
Richard
the Mustangs.
Hamilton mask. If you remember, Dylan from last year wore that for the women's team here, and it must be tough to play with all that face guard tissue in a basketball game.
Klustra gets it stolen by Curtis. Curtis all alone. Quan thought better of the block.
Yeah, thought better of the block, perhaps better the lay off there. This team's still leading by 15 points.
6 minutes, 22 seconds in the
I'd
third
like to
quarter.
See Klustra get going here. He's really been silent this game.
Cermak, Steer, nice fake, and finishes strong to the hole.
Couldn't get it to drop.
He's going to go to the line. Bradley Smith called for, I believe, will be his third personal foul.
There's a nice steal by Curtis. Just picks Steer's pocket clean. Goes in for the easy layup. Quan might have been able to challenge there. But again, it's these little things that Western has to do in order to be successful here.
Ryan
and get back into this game. Kevin Klustra going over to have a little chat with Coach Oliver. Oliver's encouraging him to stay in it, just stay focused, don't get discouraged. See, a lot of Kevin's game, a lot of his confidence comes from his offense. And when he gets confident, he does all the other things really, really well. But when he's not getting the scoring opportunities, you can see him take a little bit of a backseat, kind of gear down a little bit. And as a leader, I'd like to see him take the initiative, whether he's scoring or not.
52-36. Off the baseline pass, given up top with 11 seconds left. Curtis off the front of the rim.
Good steal by Kevin there. And a good fight inside by Greg Allen to get the ball inbounded to the Lancers.
Into the game comes number 23 for the Lancers. This is Rich Allen.
Three Allen brothers playing on this team, a little bit unprecedented. Good screen out by Klustra right there. Couldn't get quite the loose ball. Knocked out. Oh, that might have been off. That was off of a Greg Cermak leg. That was, an Allen leg, and that's all right for us.
As it is, the Lancers control. Quan, right elbow. Taking a lot of time, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Curtis comes up with another steal. And Quan with a payback foul.
Too much dribble. The ball must move through the pass, either go to the high post or kick it off to the far side. They were in their basic LA set, which is a high post offense, and the ball did not move through Quan's hands.
I think, Jimmy, as coaches do in the league, and certainly as Coach Oliver and I'm sure Coach Brad Campbell will do, use these tapes to watch, teach, educate, and I think Quan will see what he's doing is holding the ball much too long.
Oh, Bradley, ill-advised pass inside. Rich Allen with the steal. Nice closeout for the Lancers.
Nice up pass.
And
Klustra chased that one down. This one comes off of the heel, won't go. Curtis comes up with it. Curtis,
he
the
loves
long
that
pass.
corner spot, just wasn't able to get, and didn't get back on defense, Ren. So a little discouraged that he missed the shot and didn't close out on his man defensively.
These are the small things that Coach Oliver dislikes.
And Western looking to double, picking up full court man-to-man.
Ryan Steer now, right side. There's a pick there by Allen. That'll be brushed off. Tried to go inside, nothing there. He goes into the paint. Dribbling long,
Still
8 seconds. Again, another steal. And I'm sure Coach Oliver's going to get a timeout. This one's a turnover. Kevin Klustra controls.
Again, must wait, can't get it right away.
Tried to give inside to Allen. A lot of contact, and Allen turns and spins.
Picks up his 9th point of the game on a feed from Steer.
But Jimmy, it's getting messy.
It is messy.
It is ugly.
It's not the quality ball, but you know what? We'll win ugly as well. Lancers will win it.
Both teams.
If we could be successful in stemming this tide of Western Mustangs.
Both teams loose with the ball. Lots of turnovers. There's another one. Allen comes up with a great defensive hand to take that one away. This is the long up pass and blocked. No foul, says Jeff Astles on Adam Rookaby. We're going to get some substitutions into the game momentarily.
Watch Hanser go at this play right here. He had to do everything just to get this steal. Just got his hand on it enough. Klustra was able to pick it up, and we go for the quick transition bucket through Steer's hands to Rich Allen.
Okay, you don't see any Mustang players in there
Which is
to
fine.
rebound just now.
It's a 2-shot foul, so they got together. You know, they want to get themselves focused on what they're going to do in this next offensive set. Again, neither team is making a big run, with the Lancers leading only by 17 points.
Making both is Rich Allen,
His 4th point of the
56-38.
game.
We got a foul away from the ball inside on number
Moving
2,
screen.
Ryan Barbeau.
Moving screen on Ryan Balbo, just put a little too much extra into it. Lancers possession now.
Barbeau's 2nd personal foul. Paul Carter going over to Coach Campbell and letting him know this is the call. And this is, again, the experience of the referees. Letting him know and settling things down.
Interesting. When in FIBA rule, oh my goodness. Kevin Cameron, poor inbound play, miscommunication. I just want to point out another rule in FIBA is that when a referee asks a coach to sit down, the coach must sit down.
Steer slashing to the basket. There's Allen with the putback.
Offensive rebound and a putback. The Allen brothers are clean in the glass. The Windex was dished out at practice, and they're administering it here during the game, Ren.
Job well done, 58-40. 18-point Lancer lead, 3:27. There's another turnover steal. Hanser, 3-on-2, gives to Allen. Allen will kick back to Cameron. Cameron steps.
Travel.
Wasn't sure what he wanted to do.
Settle. He wants them to settle first. You don't have to do things well over the top. Western goes for the timeout on this possession here. Lancers leading by 18. Interesting, 3 guards now in the game for the Lancers. And Hanser, Boswell, and Steer going with a little bit of a smaller, quicker lineup to settle things down, perhaps, Ren. Get their ball handlers in there. Yeah, we get the ball to Kevin Cameron, and he has a quick little flutter feet and gets called for the travel.
Now the Lancers are lucky they're at an 18-point lead because they can't get away with this kind of turnover style run and gun game against other teams in the OUA West Division.
No, they can't, and they need a guard that's going to be able to handle it out there, Ren. And I want to give a shout out to our good friend George Copeland, who I know is is out there watching this game, and he was a guard that could handle the rock. I tell you, he could distribute it, he could get the ball up and down the court for us, and I think if Coach Oliver had a guy like George Copeland to turn to, he certainly put the ball in his hands.
George Copeland, the Windsor firefighter who was injured on the job and is in rehab and recovery. We wish him well, and we've seen him over the summer, Jimmy, and he's coming along. George is not a quitter.
No, it's just making exceptional strides in his recovery, having coming back from Detroit, and now he's here at IOD Hospital and receiving all the care that he can handle. And we're just going to give a good thoughts and a big shout out to our good friend George Copeland.
Happy 2008 to everyone here while I have a minute to let everybody prosper in good health in 08. Here we go, back to the action. Wiedemeyer gets an easy pass, and he'll get the bucket and a foul. Boswell can't believe that was called.
Extreme continuation there, Ren. Boswell may have been indeed called for the foul, but it sure looked early in the process. Let's see it here. There's the foul. You know what? He was going to the basket. He was making an attempt. Good call.
You know what? More importantly, Jimmy,
good finish.
It's a lackadaisical play by the Lancers at this point. They are not finishing well, and they were caught just napping on that inbounds play. Ryan Steer, right side, dribbles, looks for help. Sees Allen up top. Did that hit Glass?
Yeah, you heard it. He called Glass just as he was releasing it. Glass. If you just heard it, he didn't maybe enunciate all of it, but he did call Glass.
Wasn't pretty, but
and he just gave LaForme a big bang as he tried to cut through the key. One of the rules is as they go through the post, they must be banged.
We're going to get wholesale changes for the Lancers because this group looks tired out there, Chris Oliver believes. Ryan Steer dribbling, right side.
Rich wants the ball on
Rich trying to make himself big. Gets the ball. What's he going to do with it? The spin move, back away jumper. Doesn't go. Barbeau now dribbles up right side. He's going to give a kiss Glasser, high kiss Glasser.
Wow.
Nice bucket.
Good penetration there by Barbeau. Nice job. Need more of that.
Ryan Steer. Allen kicks back out. This is Kevin Cameron missing the three-pointer. Brzozovic.
I don't blame you, Ren. There's a lot of syllables in that one.
Brzozovic inside. This is a lefty that won't go, and a putback by LaForme. LaForme staying with it.
LaForme playing tough. He's only got his 9th point. He's in the double digits for rebounds.
Boswell. Indicating for Cameron to get inside. Cameron misses. This is Wiedemeyer. Pushes up to an easy bucket for Barbeau.
Another transition point for the Western Mustangs. They're not backing down. 60 to 48.
12-point Lancer lead. Mustangs cutting this down.
And we'll go to the charity stripe right there with 1:19 left. Two
Barbeau
shots for
getting
Steer.
called for a personal. All kinds of substitutions coming in momentarily. I see before me Kwan and Allen, and Cermak's going to come back. Kevin Klooster is going to come back. Let's take a look at that last turnover here. This is Wiedemeyer pushing it up. Barbeau finishing. But then Barbeau came back and fouled Steer. Steer will go to the line to shoot too. Barbeau has 3 personal fouls.
Steer picking up his 13th point, shooting at a 86% clip from the charity stripe.
Makes both, and Kwan will come in, substitute for Ryan Steer. Isaac Kwan into the game. 62-48. 14-point Lancer lead with 1 minute 15 seconds remaining in the third quarter. On the corner, Bradley Smith inside, working his way. The left-hand touch goes, nothing but net.
Great leaper, just really backed Greg down in there. Greg did a good job defending, but that's just a superior offensive move.
Boswell, quick move inside. Cermak on the errant pass, regroups. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Kevin Kustra gets it knocked away. Bradley Smith with 42 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Chance to cut it to 10. This is big.
Matthew Curtis up top now. Curtis gives over to Jason Milliket. Milliket to Barbeau. 3-guard offense for the Mustangs. Barbeau puts up a shot that comes off of the heel. Cermak rebounds, and Boswell. They're going to slow it down with 20 seconds on the shot on the game clock in the third quarter. 12-point Lancer lead. Just let it breathe here for a while as Boswell tries to get something going. Allen up top, kicks back to Boswell. 5 seconds on the shot clock. He's on the baseline. Kicked out, and it's a turnover. Coach Oliver doesn't like that. That'll count if it goes. Does not. Falls short.
I'm not happy with that possession. I think that we ultimately should have got a shot, but ultimately I think the ball needs to go through Kevin Kluster's hands there with that type of time left. Regardless of his shooting percentage today, he was the best shooter or best scorer on the floor at that time. Either go right inside to Greg Cermak or kick it to Klustra.
62-50 is our score. We'll be back with more OUA action after this.
Windsor Honda is proud to support Lancer Athletics on TV Cogeco. Windsor Honda is a long-established import dealership with over 20 years serving Windsor and Essex County. Windsor Honda's friendly service center is open even Saturdays for your convenience and offers a free courtesy shuttle. Windsor Honda has a large selection of 2007 Honda Civics, Canada's #1 selling car. Windsor Honda is centrally located at 7180 Tecumseh Road East in Windsor. Phone number 519-945-8100.
Welcome back to the University of Windsor St. Denis Center. And the Lancers looking to improve on their 6-5 OUA West Division standing. They're currently in 4th place. And, they are currently, in 4th place in Western, bringing up the bottom of the barrel at 4-5. The Lancers are 5-4. But it's all packed in there between McMaster, Waterloo, Laurier, Lakehead.
Exactly. It's still too close to tell too early in the second half of the season. But to be honest, and we looked at each other and said that the quality of ball has not been pristine. The quality of ball hasn't been pristine, to say the least, in this third quarter. Indicative of that is, there's another 50-cent word for you, Ren, is that the turnovers, 18 turnovers for the game already for Western and 15 for Windsor. Let's see both teams can start to clean it up and produce a little bit of basketball.
Jimmy, I can only tell you that it was an ugly third quarter.
Oh, Ren, you went to it, and I think you're right.
Here we go, start of the 4th. Ryan Steer.
4 starters and Quan in for the Lancers.
With Barbeau on him. Here's Quan. See if he learned any lessons there in the third quarter. Allen pushing inside. Klustra's goes inside.
Great job by Kevin Klustra inside. Reminiscent of Matt McMillan, who used to post up his guys from that small forward spot. I know he's at home watching with his daughter Madeline tonight.
Greg Allen with a great look inside, and boy, did he fire that inside. We're going to get a foul away from the ball on... Looks like Greg Allen's going to get called.
It's going to be Greg, and again, Greg trying to establish the defensive pressure. You see here, watch this. He gives them a bump. He gives them the hard bump, and in this case, the offensive player has the right to that spot as he's trying to make and establish himself at the high post.
But I can understand his logic there. He's trying to slow him down, because if he didn't, he was slashing through for an easy bucket in the lane.
The rule is a bump through the lane, maybe not a bump on top of the lane, because it's too easy to call.
Here's Bradley Smith from way outside. The lefty doesn't go. Steer pushes up to Quan. Here comes a slasher. Quan has to regroup and try to pick up. Boy, there's a lot of hand checking going on out there. And we're going to get a substitution. Quan's going to come off the bench. And we can see that Quan is very upset, as is Coach Oliver. Doesn't like the tactic. Into the game is Matt Hanser. Hanser now. If we can give any help to Quan, it would be that you've got to settle things down.
You've
Here's Cermak on the spin.
You've got to control your emotions. If I'm not mistaken, he kicked over a chair, and Coach Oliver gave him an earful.
Calling a travel is Paul Carter, and Danny Gion didn't see it. He couldn't understand the call. Hanser now to inbounds for the Lancers. We see the Mustangs have picked up full court.
And you know they have to. They're going to need to do it for the remainder of this game, Ren. They're down by 14 points. They've got to make a run.
Kevin Klustra has had a quiet game, but he can break out any time. That's can Allen. That bounces around, and the Mustangs come the other way. Pushing up court is Matthew Curtis. Curtis on the baseline.
Great job of attacking the boards. I like Curtis going to the hoop. He just wasn't able to finish.
Couldn't finish.
Tough. These Mustangs are tough. They're not gonna back down.
Cermak gives back to Hanser.
There's no quitting their game, Ren, but I think they may have dug too deep of a hole.
Cermak with 8 seconds. Left elbow gets bumped, and the running J doesn't go. Klustra on the ground. He's going to hold on to it with Brzozcevic.
Hard bump across the lane. Hard bump across the lane there, and he got away with it in this case, did Rookby. But at this point, Greg needs to just establish himself. And one of the words that Coach Oliver uses is settle. Settle. And that means get your feet under you, get yourself in a balanced position to take a shot rather than fading or having the flutter feet.
Substitution shortly for the Lancers will be Rich Allen. As we see Brzozcevic, that gets a foul called on Kevin Klustra as he tried to stab at the ball. Klustra's first personal foul.
Allen for Allen here. Greg out and Richard in. Both in their last year of eligibility. Rich only having played for 4 years for the Lancers because his first year he played football.
Brzozcevic.
Boy, I like that kid.
Oh, he's a hustler,
There's
Jimmy.
A lot of
he works
athleticism
hard, yeah.
there.
This
Just
one,
a quality athlete that can really get up off the dribble and off the set piece.
that goes out of bounds to the Lancers. We're going to get a substitution into the game. Our first look at Connor. No, our second look.
First look this half, Ren. You're right. First look this half.
Thanks for the save, Jimmy. Connor Allen.
With this set, it's essentially 3 guards because Connor Allen is a big guard. As you can see here, he will handle the ball. He's got his hands full here.
Well, those must have been some kind of court games in the Allen driveway.
Still are.
Back home in Chatham.
Matty Hanser was trying to put on a bigger pair of boots in there going in against Bradley Smith. Brad said, listen, son, I've been around here for 4 years. I'm not letting you take that stuff to the house.
See, anything a little bit different. You mentioned it, Jimmy, at the
Here
start of the game.
We can see the good penetration by Matt, but you know what? There's Brad, just a great leaper and knocked it out of bounds.
Here we go, back to the live action. An easy one for Cermak. Nice look by Allen.
Cermak, 19 points. Great look inside by Allen again. Sharing the ball. Let's let them get back to basics.
LaForme, nothing there. Barbeau kicks back out. Bradley Smith, he'll take off from outside. The finger roll doesn't go all night. It hasn't gone for him, but the putback for LaForme.
Rebound, good job by...
Wait, we got a problem with the clock here. That bucket should count. Oh, we're gonna get a timeout.
Remember, you can request a timeout, and a made basket is considered a dead ball. Now, the request was put in by Coach Campbell. He earned himself his second timeout of this half. His team is now leading by 14, losing by 14.
Bradley Smith and LaForme.
At 6'10", sometimes things just come to you there, and one of the things you can't teach is height. The kid came to them from Youngstown State and has done a great job inside for the Western Mustangs today. So far, he's picked up his 11th point and 11th rebound.
If you look right behind LaForme's head there, and the shot is in Rich, we trust.
In Rich, we trust.
Or in Richie.
And that's, of course, a shout out to Richard Allen, who's done a great job. And I know the fans here in the sortie section who have been mighty quiet in their first game back for the Lancers here as the school has committed. As a matter of fact, we could probably light off a few firecrackers and these people wouldn't even jump at that here tonight. Just seems like a quiet crowd, and I think maybe it's a testament to the Lancers and the quality of ball that they've been playing before this game, that we expect such a high standard. Unless you play to that standard, this Windsor crowd's going to have none of it, Ren.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to blame it on partying in the new year. The new year bringing
Could be.
in.
All right, we'll go with that. With a great
people are tired.
51st anniversary game for the University of Windsor High School tournament, and that went really, really well. So maybe they're basketballed out at this point.
Won by Pickering. Always a great classic here, the high school Christmas tournament. Here's Allen, Connor Allen, with Barbeau on him. And we're going to get a foul on LaForme coming over the top of Cermak. And LaForme might be called for his, I believe it, third for sure. Maybe it's fourth.
No, he's okay.
That's his third.
That's his third, so he's okay.
Brian Stiro inbounds underneath. Kicks back up to Cermak. Cermak thought about the three-pointer. Easy.
Oh, my goodness. You can't go out and not leave it. Oh, he went left. Cermak went left and just thundered it home. Great dunk by Greg Cermak. 21 points, leading all scorers.
Wow, he left Colin LaForme sleeping on that play.
Well, one of the things I've noticed about Colin is that he is a bit of an emotional player. He jumps up a little too quick, and Greg just bigs it in home, right into your living room, ladies and gentlemen. Little thunder slam, two-hand stuff.
Don't you love the finish? That's the way I like to see Greg Cermak play.
Very nice. You know, when we said it in a bit of our promos here, Greg has the potential to be all-Canadian. And I'm putting good pressure out to Greg. He has that type of skill. He played with Kevin Klustra this summer on the University Canadian national team. And he went down to a couple of tournaments, and, you know, he's already been picked as one of those top prospect-type players out there. He needs to dominate like this the rest of the way in order for the Lancers to be successful.
Barbeau amongst the Giants trying to get it out. Gets it out to Wiedemeer.
Yeah, he's not the great outside shooter, so we'll let him shoot that.
I've seen a lot of Western Mustang players sitting for long spells. Wiedemeer sat. LaForme sat for a long while.
Well, Coach Campbell has gone 10 deep in his bench, as Coach Oliver, I believe, has gone 10 deep as well. So they're judicious use of their benches, and sometimes that leads to certain players sitting a little longer than would be expected.
Klustra being bothered by Brzozovic. Brzozovic doing a great job defensively against Klustra and has been all night. Oh, and he's going to get called for a blocking foul. Really a lot of, so take a look at the foul, a lot of one-on-one playing here for the Lancers.
Okay, there's a foul there.
Where,
so
Brzozovic
we're moving right along. Brzozovic, great defensive play there. I think Kevin just got lost his feet from underneath him.
And he got
Kevin did tweak his knee a little bit in Monday's practice. I'm not sure if it's affecting him today, but he certainly went down a little easy there.
Cermak, this is getting ugly out here, Jimmy.
Yeah, but Western is just frantic. They're really dictating this. They want Lancers to play at this frantic pace, and Lancers just need to settle.
Cermak now with Wiedemeer on him. Wow, great footwork, Jimmy.
Wow.
He went left,
That's the
right,
attack,
and
though.
right on a
Don't
spin.
fade attack. Take a smaller man to the rack. 23 points.
Great
Greg Cermak.
footwork by the big man, Cermak. That was pretty, 70-53.
He and Greg are their both best inside presence.
LaForme kicks out.
Richard.
Missing off of the front of the hoop is Milliket. The up pass. Connor Allen, wow, didn't even put it on the ground, went straight to the hoop.
Nice look by Ryan Steer to push it. Kevin Klustra almost came up with an offensive rebound. I like to see Connor finish that.
Curtis from the free throw line, that gets nothing but string music.
He's played a strong game, but he's really only picked up his 6th point, so it just shows you how hard the Lancers have been working on defense.
Connor Allen, Milliket on him. This is Ryan Steer, another steal for Matthew Curtis. He's going to go in easy.
It just seems to me that we've seen that about a dozen times tonight from Curtis, yet you look over the scorebook and he's only got 8 points. So, you know, he's done a great job. Again, Ren, it's the bit of the broken record, but they're not going to quit. There's a great example of just Curtis just coming right back into your living room, bang, right at you.
You know, Curtis has done a great job of poking, and if he doesn't get the steal, he makes turnovers happen.
Well, I think there's the same philosophy that Coach Campbell has, is that he does not want the Lancers to be comfortable. And especially at the guard spot, let's harass them, let's force some of the turnovers. And, you know, most defensive strategy is based on that. Let's make the other team force them into something they don't want to do. Let's be uncomfortable.
Let's take another look at some of the turnovers. Here's Connor Allen dribbling right side. And just a lazy pass.
Lazy
Curtis
pass,
was there.
exactly.
Just a lazy bounce pass.
It wasn't Klustra's fault. It was really the lazy pass that came from Connor.
It was intended for Steer, and it just never had anything on. There you see a look at our crowd here at the University of Windsor St. Denis Center and the Lancer bench as well. Let's take a look at Cermak's.
Here's the
nice
textbook
movements.
move inside. Take your man inside. Watch his left
Watch the
foot.
footwork.
Left foot hooks him. He can't do anything, and straight up. The left foot hooks the defender into not allowing him to go up and block that shot.
Well done. 70-57, the Lancers lead. Steer with Curtis on
another
him.
risky inbounds.
Yeah, Curtis
Western
almost
has been
got
doing a
another
good
one
job
there.
of pressuring.
Klustra to Hanser. Hanser, Allen. Allen at the point. Steer. He'll put up that one with ease. Was silent for a while.
Good, patient play. It went through 2-3 sets of hands. I think Coach Oliver wants them to settle.
And I think that's what he's got out of him, at least in that possession. Inside, Bradley Smith gets a left hand soft
left-handed
touch.
The gift of a left-handed player.
Steer to Klustra. Klustra, then Brzozovic says none of that here. He's a leaper. And down is Matt Hanser. Hanser trying to get back into the play. This is Ryan Steer with the rebound. Steer looking up court.
Stay out in!
Cermak gets it, but it gets it knocked out of his hands, and I believe it's Wiedemir will get called for a foul.
Yeah, Matty has been taking a beating out there. If you remember in the first half, he slammed his shoulder and his head off the floor when he was in there defensively. And then in the second quarter, second quarter, he tweaked his knee or his ankle on the defensive end. So now you see the third time he's gone down here. Wow, nice block. Brzozovic goes there. Matty gets his foot caught up here, goes down, and I believe Smith goes on top of him. And there he goes, right pinching the right shoulder. So it's probably the same injury done over twice.
Hanser's not the biggest fellow out there. He's 5'10", 175.
Cermak makes makes both, and he's got 25 points. He's going after Donatia Rock for high scorer of the night, Ren.
Well said, 75-59. This is Curtis. He's going to launch a three-pointer, and Hanser gets called for the foul. Curtis is going to go to the charity stripe 3 times.
Again, the perennial coach, Coach Oliver, wants to know why Matty Hanser went under the screen, which got him just a little late to Curtis's release from the three-point range. So, constantly pushing his guys, constantly getting them to get better and better every single game. It's really a focus game at this point because they've got an uphill battle coming in here to defend their OUA title.
All kinds of accolades. Coach Oliver getting the Gino Fracas Award here at the University of Windsor. Also the OUA Coach of the Year.
Absolutely.
So well-deserved at that, but I know Coach Oliver doesn't care about any of those. He wants the big one, the CIS title.
And they've talked about that, Ren, is that, having gone to the CIS championship and lost their 2 games that they appeared in and lost them in kind of a different fashion. The first game was physical against Brandon, and then I believe it was Concordia that kind of out-finessed them. And so they still have an uphill battle, and they've got to believe in themselves to get there.
Coach Oliver's been there a number of times, maybe 7, 8 times as assistants with other teams, with McMaster and with Victoria. So he knows what it takes. Good dish inside.
11 points for Greg Allen. Really a great job here today, picking up his 11th point.
77-62, 3 minutes remaining in the game, and referee Paul Carter calls a travel. It'll be Lancer ball, another Western Mustang turnover.
I'm not sure when the last time this happened, Ren, but Greg Allen has now picked up a double-double. He's got 13 rebounds and 11 points. Really a spark plug for the Lancers.
Hanser, Bradley Smith got away with a foul there. And the Mustangs working hard defensively. Curtis looking for another steal. There's Cermak, the back door to Hanser. Hanser the dish to Allen.
Make that 13-13, equal bookends. 13 boards, 13 points, great dish inside. Was that Cermak that dumped off to Greg Allen on that one? Beautiful
that was
play.
Perfect, yes, textbook.
Again, sharing the ball, multiple assists for this game, Ren.
Jimmy, as we take a look at this rebound, we see that when we came out to the Lancers' first game of the year, they didn't look anything like this.
I believe that was Matty Hanser that got the, we watched them in the first game there, the crossover
opener,
series.
yeah. And they didn't look anything like this. It actually put a little scare in me that if they didn't pick it up a little, but they've picked it up a lot since then.
But much like that game, Ren, they got it done that night. They're getting it done here tonight as well. It looks like with 2:42 left, the game is a bit in hand, and really doing a nice job.
I don't think we have any problems in naming our player of the game. We're not going to argue over that tonight.
Let's give some of the accolades out there. We're not going to argue, but we've got another double-double that's going on out there. We've got Ryan Steer, who's got 11 assists and 14 points, Ren. Of course, we just identified Greg Allen going with his bookend 13s, lucky 13 points and 13 rebounds. But, of course,
nobody's done it like
this. There's our player at the line right now, picking up his 27th point of the game.
Greg Cermak.
And really has dominated against a bigger, much bigger University of Western front line.
Matthew Curtis. This will be a three-pointer if it goes off the front of the rim and Allen chases it down.
It might be a gimme rebound. Can we give him a rebound on that? Is that the bounce-up rebound?
We'll take him any way you can get him. Ryan Steer. Barbeau on him. Cermak, they tried the back door, it wasn't there. Kluscher was covered. Cermak on the push away. Here's Barbeau. Missing ugly was number 13, Adam Rookby. The push pass. Cermak can't control it, the long arms, and that goes out of bounds.
Coming right into your living room trying to steal that one, Ren.
Wholesale substitutions. Monty Hardware in. Kevin Cameron in.
Good push by Ryan Steer up court to Greg. He just couldn't corral it right into your living room. Say hello to Greg Cermak, everybody. Cogeco Cable 11's player of the game.
Curtis up top.
He'll have a cup of tea with his nightcap.
Bradley Smith, nice left-handed move.
Again, Kevin allowed Bradley to get up on top of him.
Monty Hardware in and out. Boswell will control things at the top. He's left alone, so he takes it inside, and he's going to go to the line to shoot too.
All 12 players have played for the Lancers now. As I counted earlier, I thought it was 10, but no, Coach Oliver has gone 12 deep on his bench. And I believe that Coach Campbell has done the same thing with his team as well.
Coach Campbell calling a timeout here. 81-66 at the St. Denis Center. Renard Dosan along with JK, Cam Lasavita doing the stats, and Dominic Papa on the sideline.
Well, Ren, as quietly as they've been sitting here, they're sneaking out here at the University of Windsor St. Denis Center. I think they think that the game is well in hand. Even Mr. Moore has not been banging on his drum to get this crowd going. I think he's even being a little bit complacent, sitting back watching his favorite Lancer teams play.
You know, there's all kinds of recruiting that goes on throughout the year, and the Lancers are doing that now as they play now. And I believe they have some interest in some players, actually not 1, 2, or 3. There's like 7 or 8 that they may be interested in, Jimmy.
Well, one of the things that Coach Oliver has talked about is that this is a huge recruiting year because he has such a senior-laden team. And, you know, one of the things he wants to do is he doesn't want to rebuild. He wants to reload. You got guys like Ellis French, who's a 5'9", lightning-quick guard from Nova Scotia that he's going after to replace Ryan Steer. You got Tremar Sutherland, who's a 6'2" athletic wing player. He's out of Toronto, Father Henry Carr High School, and Justin Wilcher's a 6'6" kid from Pickering High School. These are kids that really need to come in here and help sustain the type of success that the Lancers have been building over the last 3 years.
At the line, Corey Boswell makes both. 83-66. A few more buckets and a couple more three-pointers from Kevin Kluscher. The Lancers could have reached 3 digits in this game, but I don't think we'll see it. But they could have.
Oh, long bomb.
That's Brzozovic. Hardware up there battling Brzozovic for the rebound.
Looks like the same injury for Jordan Smith. He's holding his eye here. Let's see, it's inside. I think you see Hardware swipe at the ball right there and caught him right in the side of his face mask. It's probably a good Good thing that he was wearing it. To me, usually that's either a broken cheekbone or a nose problem, so he's gotten it right back. A little
it's
tear,
a great
little
shot.
cry.
If you look up here, oh, he's not. He's got a cut, maybe a red eye.
You might get an extra 5 minutes for blood there, Ren. So hardware might be in the penalty box.
Wow, that was a tough shot.
Jordan's a tough kid.
Brazovic went up high and battled with Tyler Carey. Wow, great skills on that.
Yeah, well, actually, it's not skills.
Alex
it's
Brazovic.
pure athletic ability there.
Athletic ability at 6'2".
Yeah, and he out-jumped Tyler Carey.
From Oak Park, Illinois. By way of University of Michigan. Well, he definitely didn't play with the A squad at the U of M.
Well, he was a walk-on, as we said, Ren, there, and did pick up some of the lesser time, the garbage time. But you know what? It was a great addition to Coach Campbell's Western Mustangs.
Kevin Cameron, spinning, trying to make something happen, kicks out, and the putback for Kevin Cameron.
Good spot by Kevin Cameron. Those long arms allowing him to pick up a rebound and a putback all in one.
Coach Campbell's going to let his starters stay
Wayne
out there.
Moore is starting on the drum. 38 seconds left. He's beating the victory drum.
Oh, good pass inside. Boswell will get called for a personal foul. Well, this one never in doubt from start to finish. The Lancers were up 21-14 after the first quarter, 45-30 at the half, 62-50 at the three-quarter mark, and now 85-67 was never in doubt from start to finish.
It got a little scrappy, got a little rugged out there.
I'm going to say a little ugly,
well,
Jim.
We're going to go with the political correct statement. Both teams work so hard, Ren, and sometimes it leads to that scrappy, that kind of rugged play.
22 seconds left. Kevin Cameron up top, looks for Tyler Carey. The spin, turn around in the paint off the front of the rim.
Good move, just can't finish. Got to find his offensive rhythm. Does Tyler Cameron?
Barbeau kicks out to the baseline off of the Garrett Oleksiak.
Do we see a Dronadia rock here? Does he fire it anyway?
Oh, he's going to let it kill out. And there's our final. And you can hear the drum, 85-69. Now the Lancer fans come to life as the game ends.
Well, take a success any way they can get it, Ren.
The Lancers go to 6-4. Western falls to 4-6. Still a bunch up in the OUA West Division as the congratulatory end of game shake of hands. Coach Chris Oliver can relax now a bit. You know, there was a presentation in between the games at the halftime. I just want to mention that the LeSueur Eagles, General Amherst, Lady Gens, and St. Anne Saints took home OFSA titles in A, AA, and quadruple A.
Unprecedented success for our own local community, Ren. Essex County produced 3 Ontario champions at 3 different levels. That's unprecedented.
And they were presented with congratulatory remarks here at the St. Denis Center, which I thought was a great touch by the University of Windsor Lancers. 85-69 is our final. I know Dom is standing by, and he has our player of the game, Greg Cermak.
Thanks a lot, guys. Down here at court level, the player of the game, no doubt about it. The big guy, Greg Cermak, joins us here for the postgame. Congratulations on the victory, Greg. And tell me, what was the difference between tonight and the game Saturday night against Guelph?
I mean, I think we just battled on both ends, especially defensively, and we rebounded the ball today. We just got out and we're aggressive on defense. We weren't passive and let them take the shots, and they were uncomfortable starting the first half, and it just continued on for the game and just set the tone for our offense.
I guess how much desperation was coming into this team, Greg, after the loss against Guelph, heading into this game, and now you're in the second half of the schedule?
It was life or death. I mean, we needed this one. It was our home court. We lost last game. We need to regain home court advantage because that's huge in this league. And I mean, 2 days of practice, we just went hard at each other, intense. Everybody was motivated, everybody was positive, and it shows on the court.
This was a scrappy victory tonight, and it's against Western. It's a rival team. You always want to take care of business with your rivals, but does it mean that much more? One, because it was Western, and 2, because it was really a hard-fought game?
I mean, yeah, every time we play Western, we expect a battle. They got some big boys, and I mean, they come out to play every night, and I mean, it's going to be scrappy. It's going to be ugly underneath there. And we just came out on top. We hustled, got the loose balls, and got the victory.
Where do you think the team's at now, Greg, with this victory? It's got to help the confidence a little bit, set you up for the weekend. You got to go to McMaster this weekend, but where's the team at right now mentally?
Definitely, I think a lot of guys got some confidence, especially guys off the bench gave us a lift. Like a couple guys that were struggling had a solid game. So I mean, we're going to go into practice the next 2 days and just set up for MAC on Saturday, try to get that win and get rolling again towards playoffs.
Talk to me about MAC. What are you expecting there? It's always tough on the road.
It's tough on the road, especially at MAC. They're a well-respected team, and we're just going to have to battle, expect not to get a call, and just go hard to the hoop and finish, play tough D, and that's about it. Pull out a win.
On a personal note, Greg, you comfortable with your game right now? Outstanding effort here tonight. Do you feel like your game's where it's at, where you want it to be at?
I definitely feel confident. I mean, my teammates are going to be the ball in the right situations. I got the easy job. I just put it in the hoop. I mean, I don't have to dribble the ball up or pass it or anything. I just put it in the hoop when it comes to me, so I got the easiest job in the world.
It's not always that easy, Greg, because you got big guys watching you. Congratulations on the victory. Enjoy it, and good luck Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Okay, our player of the game, Greg Surmas of the University of Windsor Lancers. We're going to check in with Chris Oliver in just a moment. He's taking care of a little bit of business. We'll get the coach's thoughts, but the Lancers, as Ren mentioned, now improved to 6-4. The Western Mustangs fall to 4-6 now. The Lancers will travel to MAC. MAC right now in the standings is under 500. 4-5 is the MAC record right now. Joining me right now is, he's smiling a little bit tonight, the head coach, Chris Oliver. You got to be happy with this win, Chris. This was a real hard-fought victory.
Well, I mean, we had to compete to get a win, and that's the way our league is. But, even more so, the last 2 days in practice, the team didn't need me. They knew what happened on Saturday night, and they were awesome in practice. From top to bottom, they competed so hard. And, I thought today was a representation of what they did in practice the last 2 days.
I asked Greg just a moment ago, what was the most significant change in this game, Chris, compared to that one of Saturday night?
Well, I think in terms of on the boards, with the exception of maybe the beginning of the game, we competed really hard on the boards, and defensively, we took them out of what they did. Our goal defensively is it's a little bit passive in that we don't deny stuff, but we still want to disrupt cuts and disrupt penetration. Our guys did a tremendous job of that, taking away Western's easy scores, and they had to earn every basket they got, I thought.
Really set the tone in that first half, that first quarter of this game, I think. Chris, you went to the charity stripe 21 times in the first half. Looks like you went really hard to get inside, drew the fouls, things like that. Was that the game plan?
For sure. Last 2 days in practice, they heard pretty much every minute that we have to run hard offense. That means hard cuts, hard attacks, and, wow, they took it to heart for sure. So really proud of our guys for the win today, but, now we're on the road for 3, so we got to earn something and rise above now.
Yeah, before we get to that, how important was this victory, Chris? Obviously, every win's important, but because of the state of the team, where they were at, the record, and the expectations this year, how important was this victory?
Well, I think it was real important in that sense, but I think even more so. I mean, our team doesn't lack confidence, but I think they sometimes lack an understanding of how hard it is to win in our league, and I think they got an appreciation of that Saturday night, and tonight I think they have another appreciation of that because Western's a really good basketball team, and they're going to be there in the playoffs at the end, so it was really important for us to get a good win here.
And something I think you're alluding to a little bit here, Chris, and I'll ask you, the team had to learn a lot last year. It was an unbelievable season. Is it another learning curve this year, being the defending champions and learning to deal with that game in and game out?
Yeah, well said. I mean, people underestimate how tough it is to play when you're expected to win. And for our guys, what a meteoric rise they went through in terms of the last 3 years to get to the point where they're a favorite in every game they play. And I don't think we dealt really well with it for the most part in certain situations. But, overall, it's all about being the best team at the end of the year, and that's what we're working towards.
You mentioned 3 games. The next 3 games on the road. Starts with MAC. This is a team that's under 500, but you take nothing for granted in OUA.
When you look at our league and you go, the worst team in our league has 4 wins. So, we're only 2 above that. So it's going to be a tough game. And whenever you go to MAC, that's always a battle. And, they play a real physical game as well. So at least, we got a little bit exposed to that with how Western played us, very physical as well.
Chris, enjoy this a little bit tonight and get the guys ready for Saturday. And congratulations on the victory. Job well done here.
Thanks, Don.
Okay. Chris Oliver, the head coach of the University of Windsor Lancers, celebrating a victory here tonight, and certainly it was a hard-fought one, no doubt about that. We're going to throw it back over to our play-by-play team for some final comments, and then we'll wrap things up here. You're watching OUA basketball on the TV Cogeco Network.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Dom. Jimmy, I think sometimes a loss can be good. Guelph was a wake-up call maybe for this game, and the Lancers took advantage of that wake-up call.
I'm going to go back to one of my opening comments, and
you're good.
What we said is that the Lancers have a new uniform, and that's the target that's on their back. Every team is going to bring their best effort. So a game like tonight is going to bring their best effort. And now you go on the road. You've got a hold serve at home, which they've done here tonight, And now you've got to go on the road, and you've got to steal some victories to really establish yourself and break from this pack. It's not going to be easy. Mac's never easy. Brock is already at the top of the pack. Mr. Root's going to be waiting for them. It's going to be a tough go when you even come back against Western in London.
Let's take a look at some final game stats here, and let's bring them up on the board. OUA, here we are. Western, tonight's game. What can we say? What can we take from that, Jimmy?
Well, at the end of the day, the Lancers did a little bit better job, obviously, shooting it. They took less shots but made more, so they, there's a little proof in the pudding right there. Not much in the three-point range, but look at the rebounding advantage. The Lancers, led by Greg Allen and his double-double 13-13, did the job on the boards, and also they had 5 less turnovers.
Okay, the OUAA West, it's all bunched up. It's a tough division this year, folks, and you got to get out. You got to try to get out healthy. But it was a win tonight. Ugly win, but nonetheless, still a win.
Lancers will be back here in 2 weeks. They're going to play the University of Lakehead up from down from Lakehead University, and they're going to be a Saturday night game. That's going to be a big one for you. We'd like to see everybody out here, and of course, our next telecast is going to be against the University of McMaster into February. I believe it's on the 9th, right?
13th, I do believe. 85-69 final. I want to throw it back to Dom. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again then on the Cogeco basketball. Dom, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Ren and Jim. Job well done tonight. And yeah, before we let you go, let's update you as to what's coming up here with the University of Windsor Lancers basketball programs, and also on the TV Cogeco network. Some sports coverage coming up for you here on TV Cogeco. First, you heard them just talking about the Lakehead University. Will be here on Friday, January 25th. Also on the Saturday night, both the men and women will play a 6 o'clock tip on the Friday, January 25th for the women, an 8 o'clock tip for the men. And don't forget, again, they'll be back on Saturday night. Then our next telecast with this basketball program, the women again starting at 6 o'clock, the men at 8 o'clock. The McMaster Marauders for the women, that'll be a tough one. The Marauders ranked at #1 right now in the OUA, and certainly an outstanding program there at MAC, so it'll be a good test for the Lady Lancers. Some OHL hockey coming up here on the TV Cogeco Network. Tomorrow night we'll be at the Madhouse on McDougall. January 10th, of course, that'll be the date. The pregame show, the Spitfire Grill, at 7 o'clock. And all of the action, the drop of the puck at 7:30. The Erie Otters in town to take on the Windsor Spitfires, the new look Windsor Spitfires. So that's the story here at the University of Windsor St. Denis Center. The Lancers very successful today in both games. The women winning earlier on, the men defeating Western tonight 85-69 and improved to 6-4. So on behalf of everybody here at the TV Cogeco Network, Ren Dosant, Jim Kennedy, and Wayne Jenner out in the truck, the entire TV Cogeco crew, this is Dominic Papa wishing you a great night. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you all again very soon.
Lancers Sports Saturday is brought to you by Windsor Honda, McDonald's, and National Bank Financial La Vida Wealth Management Team.